Hello and welcome to Deep Dive from SmartBookWorms, where we dive deep into recently released books from authors you love to read. My name is Kris Stopher, your virtual book guru host. In today's episode, we'll be diving deep into a deep dive for The Legacy of Arniston House by T.L. Huchu. A dangerous cult craves a dark power. This is the spellbinding fourth installment of the USA Today best-selling Edinburgh Nights series. Today, I'm accompanied by my co-presenter and fellow virtual book guru, Nathan. So let's dive deep into today's deep dive. T.L. Huchu's The Legacy of Arniston House.
Part 1, a look at the book. Ropa Moyo, a ghostalker in Edinburgh, finds herself caught in a power struggle within the world of Scottish magic. The story begins with Ropa accompanying England's Sorcerer Royal, Lord Samarisinghe, to Arniston House, where she's tasked with exorcising a spirit possessing the young Sophie. This seemingly routine task becomes a harrowing experience when Ropa encounters a powerful entity connected to a figure from her past, the Tall Man. Despite her success, Ropa senses a deeper, unsettling disturbance in the every there, the realm of ghosts. Later, Ropa receives a distressing call informing her of her grandmother's death and urging her to flee to Camelot, a haven for magic practitioners, as the police are pursuing her for the alleged murder. While grappling with grief and navigating a city riddled with unrest and protests against the monarchy, Ropa discovers a conspiracy involving the Edinburgh School of Magic and the theft of the fairy flag, a powerful artifact. She infiltrates Calton Hill Library, a bastion of Scottish magic, to confront those responsible. Amidst a chaotic attack on the library, Ropa witnesses the escape of her former friend Jomo and the other conspirators, along with the imprisoned ex-rector of the Edinburgh School, Montgomery Wedderburn. To her dismay, Jomo has joined forces with Wedderburn and his followers, who aim to reshape Scottish magic under the rule of a Black Lord. Determined to uncover the truth behind her grandmother's death and the looming threat to Scottish magic, Ropa seeks help from Lord Samarisinghe, divulging sensitive information about the Society of Skeptical Inquirers, a powerful organization within the magic community. However, Lord Samarisinghe betrays her trust, leaving her to face the police alone. Now a fugitive, Ropa investigates the activities of Wedderburn and his group, discovering their connection to her deceased father's research and their dangerous experiments. She also learns of a sinister figure, the one above all, who manipulates events from the shadows. During her grandmother's funeral, which she is forced to observe from afar, Ropa intercepts a conversation between Priya, her friend, and a skilled healer, and Dr. Mage, the head librarian, confirming her father's involvement with the society and his powerful, potentially destructive, magic. This revelation deepens the mystery surrounding her family history and their connection to the unfolding events. As the situation escalates, Ropa, aided by Priya, infiltrates Arniston House, intent on rescuing Sophie, who has been kidnapped by Wedderburn and his followers. She uncovers their plan to use Sophie, Gran's stolen knitting needles, and a book stolen from the Library of the Dead to resurrect the deceased Henry Dundas, the first Viscount Melville and first Secretary of the Society of Skeptical Inquirers. Ropa's attempt to thwart the ritual is disrupted by Priya, who sets fire to the house as a diversion. Amidst the chaos, Ropa disrupts the ritual, but not before Dundas gains enough power to challenge Sir Ian Callender, the current secretary of the society, to a duel for leadership. The duel takes place atop Calton Hill, with Lord Samarisinghe present as an observer. To Ropa's dismay, Lord Samarisinghe refuses to intervene, claiming neutrality in Scottish magic affairs. Dundas, empowered by the stolen fairy flag and the essence of his descendant, the current Viscount Melville, severely injures Callender. Ropa attempts to intervene but is mortally wounded by Dundas. The story concludes with Priya rescuing Ropa and fleeing the scene. The outcome of the duel and the fate of Scottish magic remain in the balance.
Part 2. Scottish Magic, a blend of tradition and science. The book presents Scottish magic as a complex system intertwined with history, politics, and powerful artifacts. It's a system with a rich past, facing internal conflicts and external pressures, particularly from English magic. Here's some key aspects of Scottish magic as portrayed in the novel: the Somerville equation and scientific magic. Central to Scottish magic is the Somerville equation, developed by Mary Somerville in 1797. This equation marked a turning point, shifting magic from a mystical practice to a scientific discipline. It provides a mathematical framework for understanding and quantifying magical potential, referred to as the W in the equation. The 4 accredited schools of magic in Scotland use this equation to assess and develop their students' abilities. The Society of Skeptical Inquirers. As Scotland's premier magical professional body, the Society plays a significant role in regulating and shaping the practice of magic. Its headquarters are in Edinburgh's Newtown, a symbol of the Enlightenment and the Society's commitment to scientific magic. The Society is responsible for professional registration, requiring qualification from one of the 4 accredited schools of magic. However, the book reveals internal conflicts within the Society, with some members, like Montgomery Wedderburn, seeking to challenge its leadership and direction. The 4 schools of magic. The book lists 4 accredited schools of magic in Scotland: Aberdeen School of Magic and Esoterica, Edinburgh Ordinary School for Boys, Lord Kelvin Institute, Glasgow, St Andrews College. These schools are highly selective and maintain rigorous admission standards, reflecting the emphasis on expertise and control within Scottish magic. Ghostalking and extranatural magic. Alongside scientific magic, the book highlights a less esteemed branch of Scottish magic known as ghostalking, which deals with the extranatural. This practice involves interacting with and managing spirits, often through bargaining and the use of authority. Ropa Moyo, the protagonist, practices ghostalking, a skill learned from her grandmother, Melcy Mondoro. However, ghostalking isn't highly regarded by many practitioners of scientific magic. They perceive it as primitive and lacking the rigor of scientific methods. The Everythere. The novel refers to the Everythere, a realm inhabited by ghosts and spirits. It's depicted as a parallel world, interconnected with the human world, but governed by its own rules and dangers. Ropa's ability to navigate this realm, particularly her experience with possessors, showcases a different aspect of Scottish magic, one that requires understanding and respecting the delicate balance between the living and the dead. Artifacts and their power. Scottish magic is deeply connected to powerful artifacts, including the fairy flag, a relic capable of opening portals between worlds. The theft of this flag highlights the vulnerability of Scottish magic to those seeking to exploit its power for their own ends. The book also mentions Gran's knitting needles, imbued with unknown magic, which are stolen and used in a ritual to resurrect Henry Dundas. This act emphasizes the potential dangers of misusing magical artifacts and the far-reaching consequences of such actions. The book depicts Scottish magic as a dynamic and evolving system. The conflict between traditional practices like ghostalking and the dominance of scientific magic highlights the internal tensions within the community. Moreover, the rivalry between Scottish and English magic, personified by Lord Samarisinghe and Sir Ian Callender, adds another layer of complexity. The excerpts from The Legacy of Arniston House provide a glimpse into a world where the lines between magic, science, and history blur, leaving many questions unanswered. However, through Ropa's experiences, the sources offer a compelling exploration of the power, complexities, and potential consequences of Scottish magic.
Part 3. Exploring Supernatural Events. Excerpts from T.L. Huchu's The Legacy of Arniston House weave a captivating narrative centered around supernatural events, blurring the boundaries between the mundane and the extraordinary. These events are not mere plot devices. They offer insights into the nature of Scottish magic, its potential, and the consequences of its misuse. Here's a closer look at some key supernatural events and their significance within the narrative, possession, and exorcism. The story opens with Ropa Moyo, a skilled ghostalker, tasked with exorcising a possessing spirit from a young girl named Sophie. This encounter introduces the concept of possessors, a rare and dangerous type of ghost capable of hijacking a living person's body. The exorcism itself is a complex and perilous endeavour, highlighting the intricate nature of Scottish magic, particularly the delicate balance between the human world and the every-there, the realm of ghosts. The disturbance in the every-there. Following her encounter with the possessor, Ropa notices unsettling changes in the every-there. Ghosts appear in unexpected places and times, behaving erratically, and the boundary between the realms feels weakened. This disturbance foreshadows a deeper, more sinister force at play, one that disrupts the natural order and has profound implications for the world of magic. The blocked every-there. Tragically, Ropa's grandmother and her lover are murdered. When Ropa attempts to astrally project into the every-there to retrieve their souls, she finds it blocked, an unprecedented event. This barrier signifies a deliberate manipulation of the supernatural, a clear indication of malicious intent, and a powerful force capable of altering the very fabric of the magical world. The resurrection ritual. The climax of the story revolves around a ritual orchestrated by Montgomery Wedderburn and his followers to resurrect Henry Dundas, the first Viscount Melville, and the first secretary of the Society of Skeptical Inquirers. This ritual involves a complex spell, drawing on powerful artifacts like the fairy flag and Gran's knitting needles, highlighting the ambition and audacity of those seeking to reshape Scottish magic. Dundas's return, the ritual, though disrupted by Ropa, succeeds in partially bringing back Dundas, transforming him into a grotesque hybrid of flesh and book. This resurrection underscores the potential consequences of meddling with powerful magic and the profound threat posed by a figure from Scotland's past, empowered by forbidden knowledge and a desire to restore a bygone era. The duel on Calton Hill. The book culminates in a duel between Dundas and Sir Ian Callender, a clash representing the struggle for control over the future of Scottish magic. The duel is a spectacle of raw magical power, showcasing the destructive potential of a system pushed to its limits. Dundas's ability to manipulate time, a dimension typically beyond the reach of Scottish magic, emphasizes the formidable threat he poses. The supernatural events in the Legacy of Arniston House are not mere fantastical elements. They serve as crucial narrative tools, driving the plot and revealing deeper truths about the world of Scottish magic. Through these events, the sources explore themes of ambition, betrayal, and the consequences of unchecked power. These supernatural events raise several crucial questions. What caused the initial disturbance in the every-there? Who is responsible for blocking the every-there, and what is their ultimate goal? What are the full implications of Dundas's resurrection and his desire to reshape Scottish magic? Can the balance between the human world and the every-there be restored? These unanswered questions leave the reader with a sense of unease and anticipation, eager to discover the ultimate resolution of these supernatural events and their impact on the world of Scottish magic.
Part 4. Unveiling the Role of the Ghostalker. Excerpts from T.L. Huchu's The Legacy of Arniston House provide a compelling look into the world of ghostalkers, individuals who bridge the gap between the living and the dead. Ropa Moyo, the protagonist, embodies the complex and often misunderstood role of a ghostalker within a society where scientific magic reigns supreme. Ghostalking, a blend of tradition and authority. The book portrays ghostalking as a distinct branch of Scottish magic, deeply rooted in tradition and focused on interacting with spirits and the everythere, the realm of ghosts. It's a practice passed down through generations, often within families, as exemplified by Ropa learning the craft from her grandmother, Melcy Mondoro. Key aspects of ghostalking highlighted in the sources include mediation and communication. Ghostalkers act as intermediaries between the living and the dead, delivering messages, facilitating closure, and addressing unresolved issues that tether spirits to the human world. This role is evident in Ropa's past work, where she conveyed messages on behalf of Edinburgh's departed. Exorcism and spirit management. Ghostalkers possess the ability to confront and manage troublesome spirits, including poltergeists and the exceptionally rare and dangerous possessors. Their expertise lies in understanding the nature of different spirits and employing appropriate strategies, such as bargaining or invoking authority to restore order. Tools and techniques. Ghostalkers often utilize tools like the mbira, a traditional Shona instrument, to synchronize harmonics and facilitate communication with spirits. They may also rely on herbs like ashwagandha, manage the emotional and mental strain associated with their work. A marginalized practice. Despite their vital role in maintaining balance between the human world and the everythere, ghostalkers face marginalization within the broader Scottish magical community. The sources reveal a clear hierarchy within Scottish magic, with scientific magic, rooted in the Somerville equation, occupying the dominant position. This marginalization of ghostalking is evident in several instances. Dismissive attitudes. Practitioners of scientific magic often view ghostalking as primitive and lacking the rigor and sophistication of their methods. Viscount Melville's dismissive remark about Ropa's profession being indelicate underscores this prevailing attitude. Limited recognition. Despite Ropa's demonstrable skills and successful exorcisms, her work as a ghostalker isn't fully recognized or appreciated by those in positions of authority. Her decision to leave the Society of Skeptical Inquirers highlights the lack of opportunities and respect afforded to those who specialize in extranatural magic. Lack of formal training. Unlike scientific magic, which is taught in accredited schools, ghostalking is primarily transmitted through oral tradition and hands-on experience. This informal transmission can limit the development and recognition of ghostalking as a formalized discipline within Scottish magic. Ropa Moyo, a ghostalker caught between worlds. Ropa's journey as a ghostalker encapsulates the challenges and complexities of this marginalized practice. She is a skilled practitioner, capable of navigating the treacherous currents of the everythere, but she constantly confronts skepticism and prejudice from those who view her craft as inferior. Her internal struggle is also apparent. She seeks to break free from the limitations imposed by her background and the low status associated with ghostalking. Her desire to train as a scientific magician reflects her ambition and yearning for recognition within the dominant magical system. However, her deep connection to the everythere and the lessons learned from her grandmother continue to shape her path. The importance of ghostalkers. Despite their marginalized status, ghostalkers play a critical role in maintaining harmony between the living and the dead. Their ability to address supernatural disturbances, manage spirits, and facilitate communication between realms ensures the stability of the magical world and safeguards the well-being of both humans and spirits. The events in The Legacy of Arniston House underscore the vital importance of ghostalkers, protecting the vulnerable. Ropa's exorcism of the possessor from Sophie demonstrates the crucial role ghostalkers play in protecting individuals from harmful supernatural forces. Investigating disturbances. Ropa's awareness of the disturbances in the everythere, even when others remain oblivious, highlights their sensitivity to subtle shifts in the balance between realms. Confronting powerful entities. Ropa's confrontation with Dundas, even in her untethered state, showcases the courage and determination of ghostalkers in facing extraordinary threats. The book, through Ropa's journey, offers a compelling argument for the significance of ghostalkers within the world of Scottish magic. They may be marginalized, but their unique skills and understanding of the extranatural are essential for maintaining balance. protecting the vulnerable and confronting the unseen dangers that threaten to disrupt the delicate harmony between the living and the dead.
Part 5, Edinburgh, More Than Just a City. The novel The Legacy of Arniston House paints a vivid portrait of Edinburgh, not merely as a geographical location, but as a city deeply intertwined with the fabric of Scottish magic and history. It is a city of duality where ancient traditions collide with modern advancements, and where the boundaries between the human world and the supernatural are often blurred. A tapestry of magic and history. Edinburgh is depicted as the heart of Scottish magic, housing key institutions and landmarks that shape the practice and understanding of the mystical arts. The city is home to Calton Hill Library, incorporating the Library of the Dead, described as Scotland's premier magical institution. This library houses an extensive collection of magical texts and books. Its location beneath Calton Hill, with entrances via the National Monument of Scotland and David Hume's mausoleum, underscores its connection to both the historical and the supernatural. The library serves as a repository of knowledge and a meeting place for practitioners, representing the accumulated wisdom and traditions of Scottish magic. Society of Sceptical Inquirers. Headquartered in the Henry Dundas House on St Andrew's Square, in the new town, this society represents the professional body for Scottish magicians. The juxtaposition of its location in a neoclassical building, once the headquarters of the Royal Bank of Scotland, speaks to the intertwined nature of magic, history, and finance in Edinburgh. The 4 magic schools. Edinburgh houses one of the 4 accredited schools of magic in Scotland, the Edinburgh Ordinary School for Boys, highlighting the city's role in educating and training future generations of magicians. The presence of these schools, each with its unique traditions and rivalries, adds another layer of complexity to the magical landscape of Edinburgh. Beyond its magical institutions, the novel reveals Edinburgh as a city steeped in history, with landmarks like Holyrood House, the official residence of the monarch in Scotland. This palace represents the historical power and significance of Edinburgh. Ropa's astonishment at entering this grand palace speaks to the city's ability to inspire awe and wonder. The Royal Mile. This historic street running from Edinburgh Castle to Holyrood House is described as a site of protest and unrest. The mention of discarded placards and trampled thistles suggests the city's ongoing struggle with political and social issues. Arthur's Seat. This ancient volcanic hill overlooking the city is depicted as a site of both beauty and danger. Camelot, a notorious tent city atop Arthur's Seat, symbolizes the social inequalities and challenges faced by Edinburgh's marginalized communities. A city of contrasts. The book emphasizes the dual nature of Edinburgh, a city marked by contrasts and contradictions. Old Town and New Town, the city is physically divided between its historic Old Town and its elegant New Town, reflecting the tension between tradition and modernity. This duality is further mirrored in the library itself, housing both the scientific and the esoteric, the orderly and the chaotic. Wealth and poverty. The novel contrasts the affluent areas like Morningside with the impoverished slums like His Majesty's Slum Hermiston. This disparity highlights the social and economic inequalities that exist within the city, science and the supernatural. Edinburgh is a city where scientific magic, based on the Somerville equation, coexists with more traditional practices like ghostalking. This tension between different approaches to magic creates conflict and raises questions about the future of Scottish magic. A city under threat. The events in The Legacy of Arniston House depict Edinburgh as a city under threat, both from internal divisions within the magical community and from external forces seeking to exploit its power. Wedderburn's Rebellion. The actions of Montgomery. Wedderburn and his followers threatened to destabilise the established order of Scottish magic. Their ritual to resurrect Henry Dundas and their attack on the library represent a direct challenge to the authority of the Society of Sceptical Inquirers and the existing power structures. The Sorcerer Royal's influence, Lord Samarisinghe, England's Sorcerer Royal, represents an external force seeking to influence and potentially control Scottish magic. His manipulation of Ropa and his strategic alliance with Callander highlight the vulnerability of a divided magical community to outside interference. Social unrest. The riots and protests erupting across Edinburgh suggest a deeper societal unrest, a consequence of political and economic instability. The city is depicted as a place grappling with social inequalities, poverty, and a growing sense of dissatisfaction. The book portrays Edinburgh as a city caught in the crossfire of competing forces, its future uncertain, and its very identity as the heart of Scottish magic hanging in the balance.
And there you have it, The Legacy of Arniston House by T.L. Huchu. The book, The Legacy of Arniston House, is an urban fantasy novel steeped in Scottish lore, featuring ghost talkers, ancient beings, and political intrigue. It blends history, folklore, and contemporary fantasy seamlessly. The protagonist, Ropa, is a young ghost talker who gets caught in a power struggle between different magical factions. She uses a traditional Shona instrument to channel her powers and uncovers secrets about her family's past. The story explores themes of life and death, the power of belief, and the resilience of the human spirit. Ropa faces betrayal, loss, and terrifying threats, including a shadowy figure known as the Tall Man. The Legacy of Arniston House is a story about family, loyalty, courage, and the choices we make. It's a thrilling and thought-provoking read that will stay with you long after you finish it. Have you read it? If so, drop a comment below and let us know what you thought. And if you haven't, does this one sound like a must-read for you? If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more book deep dives, and share this video with your fellow book lovers. Until next time on Deep Dive with Smart Bookworms, keep reading, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next one.